All right, there we go. All right, so let's all find our comfortable seats. Oh my gosh, I don't have anybody on mute. Hang on, let me mute you guys. There we go. All right. So let's start by taking sort of a hip opening seat of your preference, whatever that is. So if you want to come to like this seated pose like I'm in, or if you want to sit crisscross applesauce, or maybe you're feeling extra flexible, you want to pop one foot up or maybe both, see what feels good for you this morning. And just start to turn inward, close your eyes. Start to notice your breath. Relax your jaw and space in between your eyebrows. Bring the shoulders down away from the ears. Start to reach up through the crown of your head. Maybe even drop your chin just a little bit so it's not pointed up. Maybe just a little bit down. Lengthen through the spine, root the tailbone down. Just notice where your breath is this morning. Is it up in your rib cage? Is it down in your belly? See if you can relax your belly and bring your breath there. Let's take a moment to put our hands on the low belly. And when you breathe in, really let those ab muscles go. Breathe in low. You can do an audible exhale through the mouth. Inhale low into the belly. One more time like that. This time, bring the navel towards the spine and bring the breath just into the rib cage, but find the full expanse of your rib cage. Breathe not just into the front of the chest, but into the sides and the back body as well. Sort of a 360-degree kind of breath. Inhale and exhale through the nose. One more time. And let's bring the hands to the heart. Hold that little bit of space in between your hands and set an intention for today, whether that intention is for you or for someone else or whatever it's for. Find what that is. Inhale it in and exhale. And try to find times throughout your practice today to remember that intention. And release. Let's open the eyes and then start just with some head and neck rolls, just to one direction. Don't go too fast, let it be kind of slow. Keep the shoulders down and then reverse, opposite direction. I hear some creaks and cracks and pops. And then come back to center. Take your hand, whichever hand you like, and we're going to reach out to the side and then reach up and over for the opposite ear. Extend the other arm out to the side. Maybe your fingertips touch the ground, maybe not. And gently guide the ear towards the shoulder with the hand that's on your ear. Pull your head down. At the same time, keep the shoulders down. The shoulders are pressing down. Fingertips reach away. Stretch out to the side of the neck. You can look down. See how that changes your stretch? You can look up. And then remove the hand that's on the ear, then bring it to the opposite cheek and use that hand to guide your head back up to center. Switch sides. So opposite arm comes out, up and over. Guide your head down towards the shoulder. Opposite arm reaches away. Shoulders away from the ears. Again, take a moment to just play with that stretch a little bit by changing where your gaze is. Nice. And then release that hand that's on the ear, bring it to the opposite cheek, and allow that hand to press your head back up to center. And we'll take a couple of shoulder rolls up and back, up and back. Really bring your shoulders forward so you feel that breadth across the back body, all the way up into the ears, and then squeeze the shoulder blades together in the back. Really open up your shoulder girdle. And then opposite direction. You might even take it slow and pause in each section, like bringing the shoulder blades back, pinch together, up towards the ears, forward, broaden across the back, and down. You might take it slow like that, just a couple of times to really feel that stretch. And release. Then let's come over onto all fours into our tabletop. So take a moment to get yourself all set up. Make sure that your wrists are directly under the shoulders, knees directly under the hips. And let's take a couple of cat-cows. So tuck the toes, drop the belly, gaze comes up and inhale. And then exhale, tops of the feet come down to the floor, press into the mat, stretch through the back of those shoulders, reach up towards the sky, and release belly down to the floor. Gaze comes up. And exhale, arch that back, press into the floor. One more time, drop the belly, cow pose. And exhale, cat. Take a pause here to activate those lats. Press the hands into the floor. Pull that mat apart with your hands. Find the strength in your upper body. And then release. Let's take one more shoulder stretch here. So we'll put our weight into the right hand. You might even bring it more in front of your face. So it's not out at the side, it's more towards the center of your mat. You're gonna reach that left arm up high, find a twist, and then thread the needle. So you reach that arm under your right hand. You might rotate it so that your fingers are facing your face. Left hand up, left palm, is up towards the sky. Press into that right hand. Reach with those left fingertips, reach away from you. Open up across the back body. And then press into that right palm to come up and switch sides. So now the left hand comes more towards the center of your mat. Reach up the right arm. Oh my goodness, I'm sore. And then thread the needle right through. Rotate those left fingertips towards your face. Press into the left palm. Reach away from your body with your right fingertips. Breathe into that opening at the right shoulder. Then press into the left palm. Come back up to tabletop. Tuck the toes under, and we'll come back for our first down dog. Take a minute to walk your dog. Pedal out through the feet. Stretch out through the backs of the legs. And you'll notice that if you move where your weight is in the foot that's down, if you, let's say, take your weight towards your pinky toe, you feel a different stretch in your leg than you do if the weight is more towards your big toe. You might play with that for a minute and just get a nice stretch across the back of the calf. My calves are sore. Must have been Lori's class. And then find a moment of stillness. Press those heels down, hips lift up. Press away from the palms. And let's take that straight leg kind of waddle walk all the way up to the top of your mat. You might even feel a little stretch in your lats and your shoulders. I have to move my chair. And then let's slowly roll up one vertebra at a time, all the way to standing. Couple shoulder rolls here, backwards and forwards. And then we'll start moving through our Surya Namaskar A. I, of course, have to take off my clothes because I'm already hot. So arms sweep out and up, reach up, and then forward fold, flat back, all the way down. Halfway lift. Let's slowly take a step back here. Find that plank pose. Pause in your plank. Press away from the floor with the hands. Reach the back of, well, right in between your shoulder blades. You're reaching that up towards the sky. Navel towards the spine, nice and strong. And then we'll lower those arms, raise the rib cage, come all the way down to the mat. Come to the tops of the feet, press into the hands, squeeze the glutes, cobra pose. And release. Tuck the toes, come up through your plank, and press back. Down dog. Big breath in and out. And again, let's waddle walk all the way to the top of the mat. Forward fold. Reverse swan dive, lift, rise, all the way up. And hands to heart. Arms come out and up. Flat back, forward fold, all the way down. Halfway lift. Plant the palms, step back, plank pose. Again, make sure that you're all nice, strong, steady, just flat like a board. Elbows graze the ribs, lower all the way down. Tuck the toes, knees lift, press into the palms, squeeze in the elbows, cobra pose, and release. Tuck the toes, press back up, and down dog. Big breath in, and out. Last time for that waddle walk, all the way back up to the top of the mat, and reverse swan dive lift all the way up. Arms sweep out and up, and if you're ready to go a little bit faster or add in that jump, now's the time. Plant the palms, find your vinyasa. Whichever one you are moving through, make sure you feel steady in it. Keep those shoulders safe by bringing the elbows in. High on the toes, bend the knees, and come to the top of the mat. Reverse swan dive, lift all the way up. Hands to heart. Arms come out and up. Flat back, forward fold, all the way down. Halfway lift, and find your vinyasa. Hips lift, down dog. High on the toes, bend the knees, and come to the top of the mat. Forward fold. Reverse swan dive, lift, reach, and hands to heart. One more time. Out and up. Flat back, forward fold all the way down. Halfway lift, and find your flow. Meet in down dog. 3 big breaths in down dog. Breathe in that intention. And exhale out. One more time. High on the toes. Bend the knees and come to the top of the mat. Reverse lift. And hands to heart. I'm going to move through that one time really slow. and give you the opportunity to really feel the strength in each singular pose before we move on to Surya Namaskar B. So we're going to reach out and up, really extend your arms wide, and then reach up. Take a moment to find a back bend here. Tuck the tail, navel to the spine, arms up, look up, slight arch in the back, and then flat back. Extend your hips back, flat back, all the way down to the floor. Hang out here for a minute. Open up to the back of the legs. Let's take the palms at the sacrum, interlace the fingers, extend through the arms, rinse the arms out overhead, stretch out the shoulders at the same time. You're in that forward fold, stretching out to the back of the legs. And then release the hands. Halfway lift, navel into spine, really extend all the way from the crown of the head through the tailbone. And release, plant the palms. If you're gonna jump back, commit to that, knowing that you're gonna land in chaturanga, right? If not, step back. We'll find that chaturanga. Pause, hang out here for a minute, find that shake, elbows in, still trying to press the back body up towards the ceiling. And then find your up dog or your cobra. Pause in whichever one you're in. Squeeze the glutes, knees lift. Gaze is forward or a little bit up. Find that back bend. And then roll over the toes using your abs ever so slowly. Hips lift. Pause and down dog. One more time, 3 big breaths here. Inhale your intention and exhale. High on the toes, bend the knees, come to the top of the mat, forward fold. Again, let's interlace the fingers at the tailbone. Go into the awkward way this time, so probably opposite than what you did before. Then extend through the arms. Bring the hands over the head, any amount. Try to straighten those legs. Open through the shoulders. See if you can fold forward, maybe just 1 centimeter more. And then release the hands back to the floor. We'll come back up through that flat back, nice and strong through the hamstrings. Let them help you. Reach up, find that slight back bend, tuck the tail, and hands to heart. Big breath in and out. We'll move into Surya Namaskar B. I'm like facing the corner of this chair. I'm certain I'm gonna break my face on it. Inhale, arms sweep out and up. And exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift. Move through your flow. Come to down dog. Right leg lifts. First, keep the hips square. See if you can keep them square and press the left heel down. And now open up through the hips. Press the left heel down, try to keep your shoulders square. And then bend the knee. Find a stretch in that right quad. Extend the right leg. Let's step it through in between the hands. Go ahead and lower the left knee and the top of the left foot. Chest lifts, palms come to the right quad. Press forward. Take a moment to make sure your hips are square. You might need to make an adjustment by pulling your right hip back, pressing your left hip forward. Arms come up. And arms come right back down to the floor. Lift the toes. And we're in a low lunge. Take your weight into your left hand. Rotate the spine. Right arm lifts. If you want, you can take your arm back behind, get a little shoulder stretch there. And release the arm back up. Rotate both palms down to the ground, step back, plank pose, and find your vinyasa. Down dog. Left leg lifts, hips stay square. Shoulders square. Right heel down to the floor. And now open up that hip. Left leg lifts high. Bend the knee, stretch through the left quad. And extend the left leg and step it in between the hands. Right knee lowers, right top of the foot lowers, chest lifts, palms come to the top of the left quad. Press those hips forward. Take a minute to find that little adjustment in your hips. And arms lift.
Mom.
Yes.
It's not.
Hands come down.
So that,
Sorry.
Can we watch game shows?
Sure. Yes, that's fine. Okay, off you go. Thank you so much. Okay. Sorry. All right, so we're in little lunge on the toe in the back. Weight comes into the right palm. Rotate through the spine. Left arm lifts. And if you want to take that little bit of shoulder stretch here, you can wrap your left arm back behind. Release. Left hand comes back down. Step back, plank pose, and move through your flow. Down dog. Big breath in and out. High on the toes. Bend the knees. Come to the top of the mat. Reverse swan dive. Lift all the way up. And hands to heart. Arms sweep out and up. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift. Find your vinyasa. Do remember that all of this can be done on the knees too. I know Molly has her toe problem, so if anyone has any pain in your feet or just wants to take it easy, you can always come to your knees. Right leg lifts. Bend and spin that hip open. Press the left heel down. Right leg extends, and then step the foot in between the hands. Take a moment here to take those hands back behind again and extend through the elbows. Chest is over the right thigh. Stay low in the legs, nice and strong. Find your breath. Think about squaring your hips. Release the hands. Hands come down to the ground. Press back for pyramid pose. Fold over the front leg, any amount that you can. Left heels down to the ground. And then we'll move through a little mini Vinny here by bending the front knee, extending through the left leg, and then coming back to pyramid pose. Lunge, pyramid, lunge, pyramid. Last time lunge, this time lift the torso, lift the arms, rise up. Bend those elbows so that your hands come back behind you. The hands can stay in prayer, or I kind of like to grab my shoulder blades here. Squeeze the elbows in, find some length in the triceps, opening through the shoulders as well. And then release, hands come back down to the ground. Step back, plank pose. Find your vinyasa.
Can I watch game shows?
Back to down dog.
we have to.
Guys, stay in down dog for just a minute. Excuse me, son, we know that this is when mommy is doing yoga. Thank you so much. If you need something, find daddy. Aren't you guys so glad that you're in down dog for so long? You're welcome. You can thank Barrett. Left leg lifts. Bend and spin the hips. Extend through the left leg. And step it through in between the hands. Set yourself up here. Put your weight into your left foot, high on the right toes. Interlace your hands behind you the awkward way. Extend through the elbows. Bring the hands over your head, any amount. And then release. And now I've totally lost my train of thought, you guys. Who can show me what's next?
Pyramid.
Pyramid, thank you. All right, sorry. All right, here we are. We're in pyramid. Right heel down. Fold over your left leg. Any amount. If you want an extra stretch, you can walk your hands back. And then we'll move through that little flow. So bend the front knee, come to lunge, and then extend, pyramid. Lunge, pyramid. One more time, lunge, pyramid. And then lunge, arms lift, torso lifts. Reach up nice and tall, stay low in the legs. And then hands come down, step back, plank pose and move through your vinyasa. Down dog, high in the toes, bend the knees, come to the top of the mat, forward fold, and then lift all the way up, hands to heart. Arms come out and up, flat back, forward fold, all the way down, halfway lift. Palms down, move through your vinyasa. Down dog, right leg lifts, keep the hips square first. And then rotate, notice the difference in the stretch. And then bend the knee. Right leg extends, step it through in between the hands. And let's rotate the back foot down. We'll come up for warrior two. Nice and low in those legs. Shoulders away from the ears. And then we'll reach forward and back. Dancing warrior, find length in the right side body. And then move into side angle. Couple more times. Reach up and back. And side angle. And up and back. Side angle pose. Pause in side angle pose. And if you want to take that bind, you take your arm back behind you. Reach for the top of your right thigh. Or maybe you're reaching for your pants or your shirt, whatever you've got. Find that bind, open through the shoulder. Low in the legs. Then extend the right leg. Right hand comes down, bound triangle pose. If this doesn't work for you, you can take the left arm and reach it skyward. And if you're in the bind, release the bind, arm comes up. Now take that right hand, walk it back behind you. Any amount so that you're finding just a little bit of a back bend at the same time you're in this side stretch. So you're sort of making a tripod for yourself. And I'll bring that right hand back to the ankle or to the floor, back to triangle pose. This time we're going to take the left palm, down to the ground, inside, next to the right arch, and then rotate, twisted triangle. Try to stay straight through the legs. You're really still trying to stay straight in between those panes of glass, even though it's a little bit trickier this way. And then release the hand, release the twist, back to regular triangle pose. And this time, let's lift up, straight legs. Rotate the toes, find star pose. Then we'll fold forward, the flat back, come just as far down as you can. You can be on your forearms like I am. You want to have your feet pointed straight ahead of you. Find that stretch through the back of the legs, the hamstrings. You can play with this by rocking back and forth a little bit too. Rock forward, rock back. Find the strength in your ankles here. Now, you might even be able to walk your feet a little farther apart. Just take a minute to let yourself play. See how far down you can come. If you want, you could take a minute to come into headstand, if that's something you want to try, or even tripod if you wanted to. So you would start first off by bringing your feet closer in a little bit. Head, top of the head comes to the ground. If you want to just start with tripod, you take your feet up, maybe one at a time. Balance your knees on the back of your arms, right? You can play with that. You can play with coming into full headstand. Just take a moment to do whatever sounds right for you. If you don't want to do any of those things, it's fine to forward fold over your legs. And then come back up with a flat back. And we'll come all the way back up, still with those legs wide. Now we'll rotate the left toes out to the side. Right toes are pointing straight ahead. Let's bend the front knee, come to warrior two. Find your breath here. And you know where we're headed. We'll see if I remember where we're headed. Dancing warrior, reach forward, arch back, find length through the left side body. Then reach forward for side angle pose. I'll do that a couple more times. Reach back and forward. And back and forward. One more time, back and forward. Let's find that bound side angle again. So now the right arm comes back around behind you. Reach for your shirt or your pants or the top of your thigh. Stay low on the legs. Then extend through the left leg for bound triangle pose. Release the arm. If it was bound, back up. And we'll rotate the torso down towards the left leg. Plant the right palm to the inside of the left arch and find your twisted triangle. Try to keep your legs as straight as you can. Remember to breathe. Then we'll release and come back. Triangle pose. And again, come up. Use the strength of your legs to get you up. Rotate those toes. Star pose. And then fold forward any amount over those legs. This time, take a minute to bend one leg. Keep the other one straight. You're still folded forward over your legs. Bend the other leg. Let's do that one more time. Bend. Really feel the strength in your ankles here. Your ankles are working pretty hard. And then come back to center. This time, left hand reaches for right ankle. Rotate the chest. At the same time, you're pulling it towards your thigh. Let me turn around, might help you. So, forward fold, reaching, crossing that left arm over. So you're twisted a little bit, but at the same time, pulling the chest towards the right thigh. I like to have my right arm back, just resting on my low back. But if you like, you can reach it up, whatever feels good for you. And then release, switch sides, right arm reaches across. Pull the chest towards the top of the left thigh. You can even rest your head on your arm here. It's like a little hammock kind of for your head. Then release. I'm going to give you the opportunity to play with that headstand again if you want to. If not, you can just rest in your forward fold. Rest, I suppose, is maybe not the right word. Pretty active here, right? So if you want to take the time to play with your headstand, feel free. If not, that's fine. You can also just sort of do like a little flow where you're coming down and then up on the fingertips and then down and up on the fingertips. And then release. And whenever you're done, let's just heel toe our feet together towards the center of the mat and hang out in a forward fold, right? And you can sort of put your feet maybe hips width apart if you want and make it passive. Just let everybody kind of catch up together. Those that were maybe playing with their headstand, give them a second. If you're in ragdoll, maybe cross the opposite arm over. Awkward way, stretch out through the back of those legs. Then we'll roll all the way to standing and release. Let's shake that out. Those wide leg forward folds are pretty intense on the ankles and the sides of the calves, I think, sides of the shins. So let's do a few little balance poses. Stretch out through those hamstrings. We're cut our focus a little bit. I feel my son has come in here 3 times now, so I'm not feeling very grounded. So let's see if I can find a little bit of stillness. That sounds nice, doesn't it? All right, so we'll start by putting our weight into the left foot, okay? So just maybe practice, if balance isn't your strong suit, maybe just practice with your hands on your hips, lifting the right foot off the ground. Just give yourself the opportunity to play with that. And then when you're ready, bring the knee all the way up into the chest. Take a minute to roll that ankle out one way and then the other. And then find stillness, shoulders away from the ears. This is a pose, it's called Apanasana. So we'll just start with this simple balance. And then release. Now move your weight into your right foot. And again, if you just want to play with that balance at first by lifting the left toes off the ground, maybe that's as far as you want to go. Maybe you want to bring the knee into the chest. Allow your hands to help you and rotate that ankle out. One direction and then the other. He is staring at me through the doors. This is very, very inappropriate. You know that, son. Find stillness, knee into the chest, and release. All right. So we're going to take enough balance. This is my work today. Okay. We now have a guest. We have a guest in the room. So let's take our weight back into that left foot. Come back to Apanasana. And then we're going to find the right toes with the right hand. Okay? And we're going to try to stretch that foot out in front of us any amount. It's okay if the bottom leg is bent. It's all right. Reach for whatever you can. If you want to grab the back of your calf, That's fine too. Find that balance, stretch out through the back of the legs. And then release. Opposite side. Take a breath. Weight comes into the right foot. Knee comes up towards the chest. Find those left toes with the left hand, or grab hold of the calf, whatever you need to do to be able to find the stretch and balance. Here he is. Barrett. We're gonna have words, son. And then release. Shake that out. Couple more little balance poses. We're gonna do the same thing, but now to the side. Open up through those hips. Still stretching out through the hamstrings as well. When we're reaching out, we're getting that nice stretch across the shoulders as well. So weight into the left foot. Knee comes to chest. Find those toes. I'm gonna bring my left hand to my hip and then open out to the side, okay? I'm actually gonna grab the arch of my foot just because I feel like that helps me find the posture a little bit better. Work at your own level, right? And release. Balance poses are tricky because we all have our own level of flexibility. And it can also be super frustrating when you feel like, oh, I can't do it, or it's too hard. But really, all you ever need to do is work at your own level, at your own pace. And that's good enough, right? So the knee is pulled up. You can also use a strap too. We're gonna reach for either your left toes or the left inside part of your foot and extend. And even if you're here, that's fine. Bent knee is totally cool, right? Maybe you can extend. You find your edge. And then release. Back down. Shake that out. Let's work one more. Let me see, is it one? Maybe two. I'm trying to decide. One or two. Since we're just doing that open hip, let's stick with that, and we're gonna find Ardha Chandrasana, which is half moon, okay? So for half moon, I think, yeah, we'll just come into it from a little step. That's all right. Normally we come into this from warrior two. We don't have to. So we're gonna put our weight into our left foot, okay? And then we're gonna keep open hips. Okay, so you can put your hands on your hips if you want, or keep your left hand extended and you can reach for the ground as the right leg lifts any amount, right? So hips are open here. Right leg is extended behind. My left fingertips are down, and then you can extend the right arm. So your body is totally open facing the front. Really lift through the back leg. Work those glutes. And if you want to take it to a balance, you can take your left hand towards your heart. And then we'll just come back up to standing. Simple as that, just come up, just come up. We'll switch sides. Right foot comes out. You'll see my toes are pointed to the side. I don't think I mentioned that before. So toes are directly to the side. Now, I'm gonna start by keeping my left hand on my left hip. I'm gonna extend through my right hand so I know that I can use it to help me with my balance. And then it's like tick-tock. It's like when we do tick-tock, right? We're just gonna come down. Whoopsies.
That is full moon.
And find half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. And you can play with your gaze. You can look up, down, out. Keep that open position here. Lift through the back leg. You can play with the balance again. If you want, bring your hand to your heart, your right hand that is. And then slowly lower back to standing. One more. And then we'll come and do some seated stretches. This one we'll find dancer. So we're going to be stretching through the front of the quads. We'll start facing the front of your mat, or I guess it doesn't really matter, whatever you have room for. And we're going to bend, we're going to put the knees together and then bend one foot back behind. So the knees are squeezing together, right? So left foot is going to take the weight, start to bring the right foot off the ground. And then you reach back for the top of the right foot. Now you can do this pose two ways. You can do it with your hand on the outside with an outside grip, or you can rotate so that your shoulders open. This is the method that I prefer. You get more of a shoulder stretch. I like this. Hips are going to stay square, and you're going to begin to kick the foot into that hand. Left arm reaches in front of you. And again, it's like that tick-tock kind of motion. As the leg comes up, the torso comes forward. And release. Knees come back together first, and then drop the foot. Now weight comes into the right foot. Keep those knees together. Bend the left knee. Toes come up. Reach for that foot, whichever way you prefer, inside or outside grip. I'm going to extend my right arm up, and then I'm going to find that sort of, I guess it's like science bird this way, right? So as the leg comes up, it kicks into the hand, torso comes forward. Find that balance, find your steadiness here. Find your focus, pick something that's not moving 2 or 3 feet in front of you to look at. And then release. Shake out your legs, and we'll come back down to the mat for some seated stretches. So let's see what sounds good today. Let's just start with Baddha Konasana. That's always a good place to start. So feet together, hips open, knees wide, torso nice and tall. And we're just going to find that length through the spine.
Is this it?
And then begin. You are so dead. And begin to fold forward any amount, reaching the chest more into the feet rather than the face, right? So we want to reach past the feet. Find that stretch in your hips. And then release the neck and head. Just be heavy here. Stretch out through the hips. Knees falling towards the ground. Just let gravity assist you here. You don't need to force it. Just let gravity do its job. And then we'll come up by reaching the crown of the head forward, come all the way back up. And let's send the legs out in front, shake them out, take a minute to sort of roll your ankles out. We've done a lot of work on our ankles, lots of stretching and stabilization there. Little ankle roll probably feels nice. And then let's take the hands next to the hips, extend the feet, toes up. You're going to press the hands into the mat so it becomes an active sort of posture. You're bringing the navel towards the spine, shoulders away from the ears, press into the hands. Staff pose, Dhanurasana. Let it be active. My heels are even lifted off the floor. And then release that. Keeping the lower half of the body nice and active. Reach the arms up and we'll fold forward. Over those legs, reach for your toes. And let the head and neck be heavy here. Find that opening through the back of the legs. And if you take that sort of oppositional stretch, I think I talked about this last time. So at the same time that you're folding forward, you can pull back with your rib cage, like your ribs are reaching back behind you. And you'll get this awesome stretch in the back body and the lats. So you're also getting that leg stretch, hamstring stretch, and this back and shoulder girdle kind of stretch. And you can even kind of wiggle it around a little bit. Oh, and I think that just feels so nice. and find stillness. Maybe you can come forward 1 more centimeter. Then reach past those toes, sit up nice and tall, and release. Let's take that wide leg forward fold. So come as wide as your legs will allow. You're gonna rock your weight just a little bit forward. So I'm finding a little bit of motion in my hips. And my toes are pointed towards the sky. Actually, mine are a little bit behind. So bring those toes up, nice and tall through the torso. And we're just gonna walk the hands forward just as far as you can go. And again, let gravity assist you here. You don't need to force it. Sort of melt into that stretch. Maybe once your muscles relax a little bit, you can lower the head. Maybe you lower the forearms and just let it be more passive. Still flexing through the feet, toes reaching towards the sky. And then walk back up. And we'll reach towards the side. Take your left arm, reach it overhead, reaching for those right toes. And the right arm comes under. Just making a little bit of like an S shape, I guess, kind of like a loose S with your arms. You're really wanting your right ear to find your right knee. Stretch out through that side body, getting nice stretch in that right hamstring. And then rotate the chest without coming up. Rotate the chest so that now, rather than your ear being towards your knee, your nose is towards your knee. Maybe you take both arms, reach for the foot. Maybe your right hand comes behind you. Whatever works. And then we're just going to walk the hands out and around to the other side. And we'll start with that nose to the knee. So reach that right arm across for the right toes. Left hand is either reaching for the foot or behind you as sort of a prop. And then we'll rotate here. So you're going to start looking under that right arm. Left arm comes under and is reaching towards the right toes. So now we're trying to get the left ear to the left knee. And then release. Come back up. Shake the legs out, rotate so that you're at the length or the long part of your mat. We're just gonna shake those legs, calm down. I wanna take a really quick twist. I didn't realize what time it was, but if you'd like to join me, you can take just a little quick twist, stretch out through that low back before we find Shavasana. If not, go ahead and find Shavasana. Let the feet flop open, palms towards the sky. Kind of walk those shoulder blades underneath you so that your shoulders away from your ears. Invite that intention that you set before class back to your thoughts. And with every inhale, breathe that intention in. If your mind starts to wander, just bring it back towards that intention. And if you want to come back up to seated to close class, that's fine, as this is a short Shavasana since I ran over on my time. You're welcome to stay in Shavasana. Bring your hands to your heart. Or if you want to come to seated, you can join me there. Eyes remain closed. And wherever you are, bring your hands to your heart, whether they're in prayer or across the chest. And thank each of you for joining me this morning. Thank each of you for your patience. I'm going to try to practice patience in about 5 minutes, which is not going to be easy. Take one last minute to breathe in your intention and exhale. I hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend. Namaste.
I was doing it.
Yeah, just get the boy a mat.
I did the same thing.
Oh my gosh. You want to come say hi?
No.
No.
Oh no, now he's shy.
Yeah, now he's shy. Sorry, guys. Thanks for your patience.
No, that was
Thank
enjoyable.
you, honey.
Oh,
That was a
great.
good one though.
Oh, good. He was like sitting in the chair watching me. Did you hear him at the end? He's like, I want this to be over.
He would pop his head into the screen occasionally.
There he
Hi,
is.
Barrett. Hi, Barrett. I can see your toesies.
We're going to have to go back over the rules. I don't know where Dad is. Dad's going to have to.
He's on
Hi,
the pole.
Barrett. I love you.
He's on the pole.
Dad's
No,
on.
I was on Mom's back.
Yeah.
Where are you?
Mhm.
Boy, he looks like Mom.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks,
a lot,
guys.
sweetheart.
Okay, have a good
Love
weekend.
you.
You too.
Bye, everybody.
See ya.
Hi, baby bear. Love you, sweet boy. Love you, Sarah. That was
Me
fun.
too.
I liked all those balances.
It was hard.
Hi,
I
Barrett.
don't know why I decided to do that. I just did.
It was fun. That's why, because it was fun. Everybody, can have something to shoot for.